Controversies are a large part of sports. Allegations and degrading co-participants out of jealousy and wrong judgments make headlines. We know you guys are dying to know about this one, so make sure you watch until the very end to find out exactly what happened between Mike Mentzer and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Welcome to Bodybuilding Olympians. The setup. Arnold, after the 1975 competition, announced his retirement. But to everyone's surprise, he made a comeback in the 1980 Mr. Olympia Championship. Fans had mixed reactions to this news. Lifting the trophy of 1980 pulled strings for allegations and discrepancies. Everyone involved in the game had something to say, and also Mike Mentzer. Since then, Mike Mentzer has hated Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this video is here to tell you why. Did you know Arnold Schwarzenegger held the top titles for bodybuilding for almost a decade? He single-handedly did bodybuilding mainstream sports. The sport highly respects the inspiring man. The 7 times Mr. Olympia's champion changed the mindset of people who thought bodybuilding was dark and should be confined only to dungeons and garages. However, after 6 victories at the Mr. Olympia Championship, the 7th time Arnold was declared the winner, and it was quite controversial. How did the inspirational athlete turn into a corrupted athlete? Let's get into the interesting insights. Mike's background. Mike Mentzer has always been a controversial character in the world of bodybuilding. While other bodybuilders opted for 2-hour, high-volume per-body part training sessions, Mike followed Arthur Jones and his high-intensity training principles. He used to undergo 2 or 3 sets for only 3 exercises per body part. As for his diet, Mentzer treated himself to pancakes and ice creams at times, even when the competition was close. He usually advocated calculated calories and macro. He ate protein-rich meals. Mike Mentzer was the first person to achieve a perfect 300 score, winning the first position in the IFBB Mr. Universe competition. He finished in 2nd place after Frank Zane in the 1979 Mr. Olympia Championship. In the 1979 Mr. Olympia competition, Mike Mentzer had won in 200 categories of bodybuilding, but lost in the under 200 pounds weight category, and thus overall lost the title to Frank. He also won the Mr. America title in 1976, after being placed in the 3rd position in 1975 behind Robbie Robinson and Roger Callard. Before the 1980 Mr. Olympia competition, which was held on October 4th of 1980, fans could already predict the supposed champion. And as you must have thought, Mike Mentzer was considered to raise the trophy. This was when the whole scenario went upside down and things failed miserably. Arnold Schwarzenegger announced his comeback to the competition right before the day of the competition. Shocking. He was not in his usual shape and did not fulfill the muscular definition. He was in good shape, but not in a competitive shape. With Arnold taking retirement and out of competition, there was a new zeal among the participants and spectators for the end of ongoing style and exploring newer ways in terms of bodybuilding with new athletes into the picture. Even though Arnold was a great athlete, it somehow got boring with no competition as such. A new wave. In 1979, Zane changed the pattern of Arnold's 235 pounds and set a new benchmark by winning the 185 pounds weight category. Arnold out of sight meant much more attention to the new age competitors like Boyer Coe, young Tom Platz, and Mike Mentzer. Breaking the monopoly, now bodybuilding fans had a variety to choose from to hoot to their favourite bodybuilder. The new athletes progressed to the standard of building after Arnold S. Earlier, Arnold had a monopoly and was the face of every magazine, advertisement, and fan club. Arnold's era came to an end after the shorter and leaner Frank Zane gained media attention. He was considered to be the most aesthetic athlete. No one could predict Arnold's entry into the 1980 competition. Reports point out the reason for his comeback towards his movie career. In the movie Conan the Barbarian, the lean Arnold, weighing 215 pounds, had to change his body into a full-bodied 230-pound robust king. In the process of this change, he was again encouraged by his partners to go back to Olympia. Arnold took the suggestion quite seriously. Doesn't that feel just weird to make a comeback 5 years after announcing retirement and, on top of that, winning the whole competition? It definitely was strange. Mentzer was admired for his rugged physique. He refused Arnold's marathon-style workouts and spoke for training 1 set per body part for overall growth. Arnold had even admitted that he took steroids in his prime time. I mean, that was evident. No one really needed that confession. But he did make a move and spilled the truth. Whoa, that sounds interesting. However, we think it'd be more interesting if you could check out how strong your finger is. Just press the subscribe button once, and if it turns grey the first time, then you've got some true brute strength. The viral picture. But in 1980, the picture of winner Arnold and angry Mentzer went viral. Mike was seen pointing out Arnold, who was sitting cross-legged on a chair with a cool temperament. Mike, in an interview, said that Arnold could not meet his eyes with him after the conference incident. The rankings of 1980 Mr. Olympia is known as first point held by Arnold Schwarzenegger, second point Chris Dickerson, third Frank Zane and Mike Mentzer, and Boyer Co tying for fourth position. After the 1980 competition was held in Sydney, Australia, Mentzer said that the only people that saw Arnold as the winner were the judges and his closest friends. He implied partially in the judgment and mentality of the administration. He also mentioned that Yates won a few weeks before the competition, and thus, considering everything, he should have been the winner. He mentioned that bodybuilding is very subjective and that the judges should consider all the viewpoints before declaring a war. Mentzer said that Arnold did not deserve to be the winner. Standing beside Mike, Yates, Frank and other participants, Arnold had lost his charm in front of the new generation competitors. Reports say that even though Arnold had fascinating arms and legs, he had lost the spark of his mid-parts and other areas. When Arnold won, fans booed, competitors resigned out of disgust, some stepped off, and even some television channels separated from the competition. New rules were sent out to reward the fair judges. The press conference. In the pre-contest press conference, Arnold had tried to mock and belittle the competitors and thus grab attention himself. He even attacked Mike with his harsh words. Don't you think he was quite confident about his win, which itself was a suspicious matter? Competitors like Boyer Co and Frank Zane also had a say. They showed their dismay towards Arnold by saying Arnold has returned only to lose and tarnish his legacy. Mike and Arnold did more than just exchange words between themselves. Things did get pretty heated. You can already imagine the feud between the two athletes. Mike got overexcited and ended up in fourth place, tying with Boyer Co. This was assumed to be the catalyst for Mike being so upset about the 1980 competition. The man who stood in second position just a year ago was now standing in fourth, and that too along with a competitor. Mike was so frustrated with the whole competition that he went on to spit allegations on the IFBB administrations and judges having criminal backgrounds. Apart from these two incidents, one more incident caused a rift between Mike and Arnold. Between 1974 and 1979, Mr. Olympia was conducted in two classes, under 200 pounds and over 200 pounds. Right before the 1980 competition, participants signed a petition to abolish this system of two weight classes. However, Arnold did not agree to sign the petition. Out of the 17 participants, Arnold was the only one that made a fuss. Eventually, he had to give in and sign the petition along with every other participant. Mike's envy. Mike went on record saying Arnold was not a worthy winner of the 1980 Mr. Olympia Championship. He said that IFBB had let Arnold run wild with his friends filling out the crowd, and also the judges were corrupt. He claimed that the competition was fixed. Everybody from television to international associations is well aware of this fact, and no one's willing to talk about it. He went on to say that anything, in reality, can be viewed and judged objectively, and objective criteria to judge bodybuilders are present. Mike was of the view that Arnold was not even close to winning. Just how aggravated Mike Mentzer must have been to make such a comment, and what is the reality not known to all? Why does he not encourage more people to join this field? The corruption of 1980 was one of the reasons why Mike took early retirement at the age of 29 from the competition. He was considered a genius of bodybuilding and has obviously gone on to achieve great titles to his name along his journey in bodybuilding field. Off the field, Mike Mentzer went on to write books on bodybuilding and fitness and make people aware of internal politics. Arnold and Mike hated each other, and it turned out to be the biggest rivalry of the decade. Mike Mentzer also pointed out that Arnold used his clever posing techniques to cover his faulty areas during the competition. Having now known all the facts, comment below and let us know if you think Arnold deserved the title of Mr. Olympia back then. A subscribe to Bodybuilding Olympians would be phenomenal. Also, don't forget to check out other videos on our channel, and we'll see you in the next one.